Hello guys, today I'll be talking about my experiences in the Marcusk 1500 player classic Civ event. As while past Nikki did not even record anything because of my potato quality computer that can't record anything more than 1 frame per second, hopefully this video can still be informative and talk about all the fun and exciting things in this event. Oh, that's interesting. And obviously, I will have to do an obligatory like and subscribe. Even though you have no footage to see, I would still really like a like and subscribe. And maybe next time I can actually afford something and I can record good footage. Anyway, so back to the event. So I saw like Marcus's Dimensions video. And I thought, ooh, that looked really nice. So I wanted to join it. I had always wanted to join like one of these 1000 player events, 300 player events, and so on. But I finally decided I actually wanted to try something. So I went to try do the solo event. I didn't get in. And then I tried to do the classic Civ event, and I actually did manage to get in. Partly because I guess they let in more people. So I decided to join Warm Island because I thought, well, that was a good, and I'm dead. I thought like Warm Island was a good vibe. I know, just something told me it was gonna be a good vibe. So I joined Warm Island, and I told everyone I wanted to be a game show host, like I don't know, like America's Got Talent or something. So I did game showing. I advertised myself to the Discord, and some guy called Shadowpather like said, "Oh, I could join his team." And I wonder what his team was about, and it was apparently some team that loved cactuses. There was a bunch of interesting people. There was also Swissman there, and he was an extremely good PvPer, especially for the standard of people in this event. Like me myself, I'm not actually that good at PvP, yet I heard I was in like the top 20 percentile range of PvPers in this event, so yeah. Anyways, I joined the Cactonia team. I managed to survive day 1, which was nice. I at least did not die on the very first day. And we set up base. We also found some stone guy called Rockdrick. I mean, it was Kangaroo, but we call him Rockdrick because he was meant to be like our cactus worshipping like deity that we built a whole temple around him. So that was fun. Yeah, and we didn't really do much. Okay, this rat is. Am I bugging? Yeah, I think I was bugging. Anyways, I think on the first day we didn't really do that much. I wanted to do my best for Cactonia, so I decided to get a bunch of cobblestone and claim some territory for us so we can have more places to build. I ended up building some sort of crude wall. It was not anything like spectacular, it was like just a cobblestone wall. And well, I think I built a bit too much. Like, I looked on the map after the event, and I saw that I claimed half the island for Cactonia, and obviously the other teams were not very happy. So the wall was disregarded, and we just got a smaller piece of land. I mean, still a good piece of land, and my wall is still up there, was still up there by day 6, so honestly, it was all good fun. And it was on day 2, I managed to plan out a talent show. So, I needed to actually get some materials for this talent show. So far, Cactonia didn't really have that many things. We were still building our temple, and that was the main focus. But after that, we were able to divert some resources to other projects. And I managed to get some resources for my talent show. I managed to build a stage. It was probably not a very good stage, but it was still one that worked nonetheless. And after I finished building it, I contacted Marcusk, and he told me I could do it. So yes, I managed to get an actual event on day 2, which was very nice. So that in case I died on any other day, I would at least get some screen time. Or at least I hope I get some screen time. We need to see the video to see if I actually do get any. But anyways, it was very fun. I think we had like a few dozen people out of the 500 people on the island. So like less than half. Anyways, a bunch of people came and see. I got some word from some guys called the Ember Guard. I mean, these guys will come in important later. Like, they said they're gonna protect my event, and that any, like, evildoer or any, like, criminal that came in my way will be dealt with by the sheer goodness of the Ember Guard. By the end of the event, they were not, like, sheer goodness. I think they were the opposite of sheer goodness, but I digress. Anyways, I did the event. It was all a bunch of fun. Some guy did parkour. Some guy was doing some parkour thing, so I told him to do parkour civilization roleplay. After all, we need to do roleplay in this server, and we all strive for roleplay and acting. Yeah, anyways, kill this person. Anyways, like that guy did parkour civilization, some other guy did some singing and some music, and it was all fun. Some guy did some dad jokes, and I died internally. So, yeah, that guy did not win anything. And afterwards, we immediately got attacked by some griefers. Well, I think we got attacked by some griefers because I logged out soon after. I didn't really know what happened. Anyways, I heard that then those griefers got arrested by the end of day 2, and on day 3, they got broken out by someone, so that kind of sucked. Actually, I don't know if it's the griefers or if it was some other, like, there was some other team called Tonati that was also, like, causing some trouble for us. There were some Aztec-themed group that was building some pyramid. So, yeah. Anyways, those griefers from day 2, they were causing some havoc, and everyone hated them for some reason. Actually, not for some reason. I can probably see why people hated them. Anyways, there was like 3 of them, and 100 people who hated them. So, we all gathered a big army, and we went on a crusade to go try kill them. Anyways, I had like no job prospects at the time. I already finished my talent show. Everyone was more busy doing war than actually having fun in non-war events. Oh, I died. Anyways, what I was saying? Oh yeah. Anyways, people were busy going to war, so I decided that, well, for job opportunities, that probably the only good job opportunity I have was war. So I signed up for the Cactonian army and I joined the war. It was not really a war, it was more of a massacre. It was like 100 people on camels riding into the sunset against 3 goobers who were like... I don't even think they really had that much things on them. They were like... It was kind of like an outmatched battle. Anyways, we killed them very quickly. And in the end, we managed to return back. Day 3 was over, and it was all very fun and like all very nice and fun. And then on day 4, I logged on, and I volunteered to be a bodyguard for Shadow. He was like doing some meeting things. It was all like very interesting. Though I couldn't really hear what was going on, unfortunately. It's all up to the leaders to hear about it. I guess they don't want any spies. Well, which is fair enough, I guess. We were a bit worried about Tiki Tonati. Like some pyramids, like guys were going to go attack us. And, well, I honestly thought that there was nothing going to really happen. That it was all going to be peace and quiet, and everyone was going to live happily ever after. 2 minutes later, war was announced, and we all marched together to go fight Tiki Tonati. The day turned dark, it was all very dramatic and everything, and Tiki Tonati was just, like, hiding behind some big wall while we go and attacked. I volunteered to be a soldier, so I tried to charge in and try to kill someone, but my PvP skills weren't up to par, so I ended up getting chased around by some Tiki Tonati player. I didn't really do anything. In the end, Tiki Tonati got obliterated fairly quickly. Like, it was a big war. We managed to make them abandon their own civilization, so it was now completely deserted afterwards. And, well, we won, so that was nice. Anyways, afterwards, we just went back to do our own things. I tried to prepare some other events. I tried to get some boat racing event down, but everyone was too busy, like, cleaning up from that big war that, well, no one was ready for a boat event. Anyways, on day 5, I thought, maybe a boat event would actually be nice on day 5. I mean, that would be... This game's a dead lobby. Like, maybe it could actually be something interesting. But in the end, we just had another war. Okay. This lobby is dead as well? No, it's not dead. Okay. Yes, we just had another war going on. It was like, on the end of day 4, there was some team next to us called the Cowboys, led by Will T and Deltum. And they were blown up by some nuke from some guy called Wizard USA, who was at charge of some evil corporation. I don't really know what was going on. There was some scientist group. I thought they were going to be educational, but in the end they just made nukes for everyone. Well, not for everyone, for Wizard. And we had a big war over that. So yeah, that was nice. The whole coalition was formed to go fight Wizard and take him down and make sure there was no more evil. Unfortunately, the first wave of guys who went to try attack his evil tower got obliterated by nukes and all of them died. so that kind of sucked. Anyways, so Cactonia was also told that we were going to go and fight this war along with Ember Guard, those guys I talked about earlier. But we had some Tiki Tonati leftovers to deal with. Like, some of these guys were not happy that we destroyed their base, and I wonder why. Anyways, we had some guys trying to attack us in our base. They stormed through our, like, city, but we managed to get a whole gang upon them and kill them quickly. Yes, it was a very pathetic attempt from them. I don't know what they were expecting to get. Anyways, we just had to charge in immediately afterwards to the old Tiki Tonati base, which is now completely abandoned, so we ransacked it, then took everything valuable from it, including, I'm not sure if any of you guys actually tried to steal from the pyramid itself, but yeah, it was fun. It was fun being in some abandoned civilization that was destroyed in a big war, but I digress. Anyways, we were told we were going to go attack Wizard, and we decided that was probably not a good idea to attack from below. Afterwards, that's how everyone died, and we were not suicidal that day, so we decided we want to attack from above. So we built some big bridge, all of us gathered up to go to jump down on them from the sky, and we managed to do that. But it was completely abandoned. It was super anticlimactic. Like, there was no wizard people there. I don't even know what really happened. I think maybe some guy kicked them all out, or they got scared and they ran away. I don't really know. But anyways, Wizard was gone. So was Verb, who was his like second in command. And now everyone's just doing a big manhunt for him. Like, I went with someone to go try hunt Wizard down. He was apparently hunkering in some cave somewhere, like Saddam Hussein. So we just try to look for him. Like, we went through any nook, any cranny, any like little basements we could find. I mean, me and the guy found something in the water. We were a bit afraid that Wizard was gonna kill us, but there was no Wizard, and Wizard was ended up being found anyways later. So we took him to the Colosseum. We all like put him under. He did a big speech that riffed up Breaking Bad. I forgot exactly what speech it was, but it was a Breaking Bad speech. That's all I remember from it. Yeah, me and the guy was not even in the Colosseum. We were a bit paranoid about the power of this guy. His aura was too high. We were thinking he was gonna blow up everyone in the Colosseum as he died. That guy's murder. And we didn't want to die that day, so we just stayed outside, hoping that there was not gonna be some big explosion that came about it. Yeah, I know. I mean, this guy was giving like too much villain aura for this event. Anyways. Yeah, anyways, there was no nuke, he just got executed. I think he got blown up. Like, it was meant to be some poetic thing about him getting blown up by people. But I'm not really into the poetry things, I'm more into events. So, I tried to get an event going on day 6. I met up. There was some, like, person called Goldie, and she said that she had a carnival plan. She had always had a carnival plan for the entire event. So I wanted to go, and she wanted to come see me, and to see if we wanted to work together on this carnival. And I said yes, obviously. Like, I wanted to actually do something fun in another event, instead of going to fight wars all the time. After all, that's what I was actually in this event for. Making events. Anyways. So, we were busy making a big carnival area. Like, it was in some random, like, backwater area in some mountain. I think it was some, like, cartel people. I'm not really sure. I think it was like some guy like Pablo Escobar. Yeah, the event was a bit crazy. Anyways, yeah, some guy pretending to be Pablo Escobar and some Miku person called Deegan was in that area, I think, if I remember correctly. And we just made an event like with them. We were building around the area. It was all gonna be fun and games. Marcusk said that he was gonna try to alert people to go to the event and have a good time, because day 6 was meant to be all calm and like that. Day 6 was meant to be all calm and peaceful, like most day 6s in these kinds of events. Unfortunately, our good old buddies, the Ember Guard, were back in the picture, and they were like upset that they weren't relevant, and they wanted to be relevant, so they started doing some sort of relevant things, like attacking people for no reason. And because Cactonia was aligned with the Ember Guard, they were dragged into a war, and it was... Anyways, what was I saying? Yeah, I just randomly died. Yeah, Cactonia was dragged into a war against the Ember Guard, and everyone just hated us. And I decided I didn't want to do anything about like this war. I wanted peace and quiet. I wanted to do my own event, and I didn't want to be dragged into some random war because some guys wanted to get screen time. So I just did a boat race with my friends. I got last place. I kind of sucked at boat racing. Anyways, Cactonia survived in the end. I think the Ember Guard, I don't really know what happened with the Ember Guard. They basically got blown up by an old man called Kogel, so I guess karma hit them. Also, Kogel called them the Soy Guard, so everyone calls them Soy Guard. Maybe I should have referred to them as Soy Guard. But I call them Ember Guard anyway. Soy Guard, Ember Guard doesn't really matter. Anyways, afterwards I was just having fun, and then Marcus said he was going to extend the event duration by giving us time to do the carnival, so that was nice. A bunch of people went to the carnival, we all had a bunch of fun, and it was a nice way to cap off the warm island. It was all nice, peaceful, wholesome, like no more wars like it was for the past 4 days. Like, yes, it was all very nice. We had a bunch of fun. There was boxing, there was like shooting, there was also suspicious substances, I think. I'm not really sure. I didn't really pay attention to that. But yeah, well, I don't think I paid attention to that. I don't really remember. Anyways, yeah, it's all in Minecraft anyway, so it's all good. Anyway, so we logged off for the day, and we just had to wait to see what the other islands were doing. By the time of the final, like, battles, we found out that the other islands were somehow even more chaotic than us. Like, we had like 4 wars, and these guys were just constant war. It was like some evil corporation. It was some guy called Lime doing a bunch of evil things. I don't really know. And for some reason, our good or wholesome island of Warm was hated by both the other 2 islands, Temperate and Cold, I think that was their name, or Tundra. I don't really know what that other island was, but anyways, we were hated by them, so they ganged up on us and they decided they were going to invade us. And we thought we were screwed, so we just all huddled up. I died. And we all huddled up in the Colosseum, and we were thinking of what we could do to actually fight back against these guys that were coming to try kill us. And we decided that the best way to do it was the way we did it before, through nuclear bombs. Yes, the scientists ended up making a new type of nuclear bomb, a small type called TNT minecarts. And every single time these guys tried to attack us, we just bombed them with TNT minecarts. Like, also, Swiss was going crazy. He had TNT minecarts. He was killing everyone. It was like he was the MVP of that battle, along with the scientists. And anyways, we won the battle very quickly. It was very surprising. We were like outnumbered 2-1. I think more than 2-1 actually. But like the scientists were able to absolutely bomb the stuffing out of the 2 leaders of Temperate and Tundra Island. Lime was dead in the end, and everyone else just didn't want to fight anymore, so they surrendered to us, and they said that they were dragged into this war against their will. And like, fair enough. Yeah, I don't want to die for some stupid cause as well. Unfortunately, most people on Cactonia were dead at the end of this war. I was just shooting bows and arrows from above. I tried to get in, but those enemies broke into the Colosseum, so I had to run away. And that's the matter. I'm getting out of here. And I lagged. Anyways, so the battle was over. We all went back to do our own things. And on the final day, it was a bit of a somber day. I mean, we had a bunch of fun as well. But we had a bunch of bodies to collect, we had a bunch of graves to make, and we just spent the entire day making a whole, like, memorial for the fallen. Like, I think hundreds of people died that day. It was crazy. We also had the chance to explore other islands, though I didn't really do much of that. And yeah, that was it. It was actually, if I had to say anything about like this event, it was actually a very, very fun fest event for me. It was better than anything I could expect. Like, sometimes, like, these events, they will not go the way you planned, but for me, yes, I didn't get to do much of the events I had originally wanted to do, but still, I managed to do events, and still I was able to actually have some fun, and I didn't actually die in these wars, which was also good. I heard later on that apparently not dying in wars was not good, because you get a bit lonely in the end, everyone else is dead, and also it's better to die gloriously in battle than to live. I don't know, but at least I lived, so maybe later on I'll die gloriously in a battle in another event, who knows. Anyways, yeah, this event was good overall. I would suggest it for anyone to come to like this event, and for any other events, like any Marcusk events, also Ish, obviously, everyone knows Ish, and also a few others. Like it was all, like I was in a few other events after this. I was in Classic Civ 2.0, which came soon after Classic Civ 1.0, and I was also in Luna event. That was much later. It was organized by the guys Wilty and Dalton, who I talked about earlier. And yeah, that was also a lot of fun. But I'll talk about those events later when those videos actually get released. So yeah. Anyway, see you guys. I hope you have a good time.